George in the day?
I don't know, the Irish one. I wouldn't want to be in church, I'll tell you that.
She has track number.
So I was already heading that way, when he said we were running, I was going by something. So I hit that little drive between the guardrails there. I don't know what that guy's name is.
Yeah.
Whatever, he's got that driveway, so I hit that driveway, and they were already open. I got out there, and I whatever, he's like, go back to the next driveway. So I was back to the next house. House next there, I was back into the lawn. And they were coming to the field, and they were traveling. I'm like, where are they? I'm like,
I never bring
so I
it.
jumped back in my car.
This goes in the front of my thing for the year, and I never bring it. It's like, okay.
So I bailed out.
Yeah, it couldn't be too far.
Yeah. So I tracked them, right to Sutton Road. And then after we got to Sutton Road, the snow was packed down enough cars, and we were got another track. We went up and down the road, but we kept going fast. So I thought, they come back these, you know? So I went back and checked these. I never thought about it being
Tony, did you ever try that fire blanket?
where was it?
I gave it to him.
That's no.
Ah.
We will.
I
We
will.
will. I have it, yeah.
Oh, you
Yeah.
have it, I know, I gave it to
Yeah.
you.
It's on the list.
Okay.
By then? Well, we'll try our next meeting, that holidays gonna be, I thought we should do it.
Yeah. I'm anxious to find out, because maybe that's better than getting the fire extinguishers. Well, and they disappear after the people move out, too, so they take them with them.
Yeah, every person in there.
This meeting is over. I
I
pledge
pledge
allegiance
allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I get a approval of the agenda.
I'll approve the agenda as presented for December 9th, 2024.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carried. Approve the consent agenda.
Also move to approve the regular township board meeting minutes dated November 11th, 2024, to accept the treasurer's report as presented, to accept the assessor's report for December 2024, to approve November 2024 bills, and to transfer the funds. The bills listing for general fund, checks 30510 through 30559, building check 2630, electronic fund transfers, payrolls for township police and fire departments for November 2024 was $205,732.32.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carried. Okay, county reports. Greg, you got something?
I don't take office till January 1st.
Because we don't have nobody else here.
No.
All right, public time.
Karen Pacheco, Village of Metamora. So I see you're gonna vote on, some appointments tonight for fire board. Sue, I sure hope you don't vote for your father-in-law, and I wouldn't recommend anyone vote for John Clark, because he's just, when it comes to public safety decisions, he is just great to hear what their qualifications are and why they have an interest in doing it, what's their motivation to contribute. We got to talk about something, probably the worst thing I've ever seen here. And it's the worst thing I've ever seen here because, you know what? You are interrupting me, sir. It is my time. So, whose kids were in the UTV, the Township UTV, on December 5th during Caroline? It was 6:17 p.m. on my dash cam. That was a snow day. The kids weren't allowed to be in school buses going to school. There was still snow and ice all over these streets here. And the Township UTV had little kids in a vehicle that's not supposed to carry little kids. They didn't have any helmets on. You're supposed to wear a helmet in that vehicle, per the manufacturer's instructions. That vehicle's not supposed to be used on pavement. It was being used on pavement. That's 5 points of negligence that I've outlined for you there. I'm going to remind you that governmental immunity specifically does not cover negligent use of a government vehicle, government-owned vehicle. So don't think about that one, because I know the village always thinks they're going to get away with everything. Now let's read some definitions of child neglect, because I called that child endangerment in there, but I guess the technical term is child neglect. This is the State of Michigan CPS handbook here. Placing a child at unreasonable risk would be examples of unreasonable risk may include but are not limited to exposing, allowing, or encouraging the child to engage in illegal or life-threatening activities. While it may be legal, per the manufacturer of that vehicle, that is life-threatening activity. I presented that information to you again and again. Child neglect means harm or threatened harm to a child's health or welfare by a parent, legal guardian, or any other person responsible for the child's health or welfare that occurs through either of the following: placing a child at unreasonable risk to the child's health or welfare by failure to intervene to eliminate that risk when the parent, legal guardian, or person responsible for the child's health or welfare can do so and has or should have knowledge of the risk. You all have knowledge of the risk because I presented it to you, piles of information, again and again and again. It's also in warning labels in that vehicle. So at this point, what I am calling for are psychological evaluations for the fitness of our safety officers here and Mr. Best. The fact that you do not understand why that is so wrong is what the real problem in this township. Because it is dead wrong. I'm a mandated reporter, Traci is, and these two are too. And if I knew whose children those were, I would have already reported it to CPS because that is harm. Get your acts together and do some kind of learning.
I'm not going to say nothing. Fire department.
Good evening. Activity report for November of 2024. We had 30 calls for the month. We had 6 fires, 21 medicals, 3 PIs, 1 meeting, 3 trainings, 1 work PTO. Before I get to the remodel, a couple things I want to touch on. Katrina is writing another grant for us, and she's writing for a new fire truck, which is going to be somewhere around $800,000 to $1 million. She's got the dollar amount, and I could probably do the math and figure it out, but we're going to be required to come up with 5% of that total, which is going to be somewhere around $61,000. So what I would like to get is just the approval to spend the $61,000. We do get the grant for around $800,000, $900,000 fire truck, which I don't think will be a problem, right? But just in case we do get the grant, I would just like that prior people to be able to spend that. Or if we don't need to get the approval, just so you guys are aware of it, maybe, I don't know how we want to approach that.
I thought the grant was, I thought that was part of the grant process, was to get approval from the board.
Pardon me?
Isn't the part of the process was to get approval by the board to include that in her grant application?
Yeah.
So it has to be pre-approved by us.
Because the deadline is December
Okay.
20th.
December 20th? That's coming up. Oh, okay. And that 61,000 would come out of our village?
Our operating.
They've got sufficient funds to cover it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And when would we know if we got this grant?
Sometime in 2025.
Oh,
She wrote the grant last year. where we got that $65,000
Yeah, she did a
issue,
good job.
all that equipment and stuff like that. Same grant, we're just writing for a different thing.
Yeah, okay.
So who's the grant through? Do you know who
It's FEMA, it's a FEMA grant.
Are there any,
It's
is there a list of stipulations or anything that goes along?
No, just our match, right? And then we had to get specs and everything on a truck
Sure.
and write the grant according to them specs for that truck. But as far as any other stipulations, other than us meeting that percentage that we're required to meet, that's the only stipulation in the grant. Years ago, I wrote the grant and I got probably 5 of them. And we got that exhaust system on the FEMA grant, we got a bunch of equipment turned out here numerous times. So we wrote this grant numerous
sure.
times and have received it many, many times as well.
I was gonna ask you another question, now I've forgotten. Okay. Nuts. I can't remember what I was gonna ask. Terrific.
We need a motion.
So I'll make a motion to approve the 5% request up to, I'll say 70 grand. Okay, for the grant to purchase a fire vehicle.
I'll support it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Any nays?
I remember.
Motion carried.
I was gonna ask. I remember. Okay, what do we do? Are we replacing a fire truck that we already
If we
have?
get this, yes, we would.
Okay, and so you would sell the old one?
Yeah.
Okay, that was my question.
When
Then
we
I'll
get
do it.
whatever money we got for that, we
Okay.
can always put down towards the
Okay.
truck. So thank you for that.
Mhm.
So before I get to the remodel again, we did the tree light and everything on Thursday, which we had a really good turnout. There was a lot of people, it was a little bit cold, right? So I know that knocked down our attendance a little bit, but school was canceled because of temperature, because it was so being cold. It did warm up a little bit, but it still was freezing out there. But our turnout that we had that night was probably the most we've ever had for it. And then a lot of people went from the tree lighting to the caroling throughout town and the light parade and all that stuff. It was a really, really good turnout. Everybody had a lot of fun. We had coffee and hot cocoa donated from Bigby, yeah. But it was a really, really good turnout. We had a lot of students from Murphy second grade that come out and did some caroling with us and all that stuff. So it was a fun time had by all. So you guys have the updated quote and a quick sketch that I did of the remodel that we want to do next door. I had the contractor out one day last week and we actually got up into the attic. And we've had a problem, we used to have a problem up there with the roof had leaked and kind of ruined some of the drywall over there. So we got up in there and checked the roof to make sure that the repair and everything that was done did fix it. And everything up there looked good. There was nothing wet, everything was dry. The only thing that we did find up there is that there's 2 inches of insulation up there, and there should be like 10. So he went back and added on his quote of adding insulation into there. And then he had added about putting, doing flooring in the main office part. But the quote that you got from Prater Construction, he does a lot of work here as far as like coming in and hanging doors and doing a lot of that stuff. And I never really met the guy until I started working with him and doing stuff over there. He's a really nice guy, real down to earth and willing to give ideas and look at different things and talk about things. And
His work is
yeah, he does a really, really good job. So I know Tracy said you had some questions or were having any questions about what we wanted to do or what the ideas were.
Yeah, I don't know him either, but that's good that he's done other work. So the storage room,
Yep,
is that just for fire department, or will that help at all with,
that will not help Sue.
okay?
So I have a storage unit
Just
there
want,
now.
I know we have a problem with that, so.
So I have
You
a
need
storage,
unit.
yeah, I have a storage unit there now, but it's really small. Moving that wall is gonna increase that almost by double. So it'll help me a lot. And double the size of our office that we have now. We'll update everything as well.
It needs to be.
So what's this whole,
Yes, we may have-
is it only 35 or is it?
No,
35
it's
plus
about,
20%?
say, 30, 65, right?
So 65,
Oh, because it's more.
so
It might-
$65,000 you're saying.
Let me do the math to get the exact, I don't want the math wrong.
35 and 29.
Yeah, it's around 30. So it's 65. 65 plus or minus 1,000. I guess, I know you've been waiting on this for 12 months, it seems like we're talking about this. So, I've heard the comments about you need storage, you definitely need significant remodel so you guys can have a nice office to operate out of, so I don't have any issues with your proposal. I'm wondering if we need to do an all-inclusive study, take what you've done, address your concerns, and have a holistic approach to this so that we address everyone's concerns. I know that puts a little pause on your efforts, which I know probably will frustrate you, and I apologize for that, but I don't know. My recommendation to the board, and I guess you guys have to talk about it as well, is that perhaps we should, I'd like to have more of a holistic approach here. If it makes sense to add on to the back of the building, put on another section of pole barn, so that you have sufficient storage, you have what you need to do what you need to do, and then you have the perfect solution, right? But I don't know what that would mean in terms of cost, Dave. I mean, it seems to me it makes sense to hire an architect or some developer or somebody to come in and ask the questions of the people. What do you need? What do you want? But needs versus wants, obviously. Everybody wants a lot, but what do we really need so we can address it in a cost-effective manner? So those are my comments. I'll pause and let you guys.
So I don't have a problem with that, but it's still, I mean, that's a great idea, and like, even if we do what I have planned over there, I mean, I can always use more storage, but if we do all that, I still need to do what I need to do there, and that's gonna do nothing but prolong.
I'm not saying stop it. I'm just thinking. I don't know. I'm just saying, is there a better solution to your issue, your problem? But I don't know. So.
I only have one question. Did you get any other quotes from anybody
We
else?
had to.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
And this was the best one?
Yeah. And this is the guy I think that we should go with because we know his work and
He's
does
done
a lot of work.
other things here.
And the one quote was quite a bit higher than what this one was, and the other one, they were right neck and neck. So I mean, as far as dollars go, they both were pretty close.
Because hiring an architect, you can add 10% to what you already got.
Yeah,
Just for
I've not done that
drawings and
before.
stuff.
So,
Yeah.
or sketches or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, and I think if it's something that's talked
Job.
about building off the back or something like that, I think something like that, you definitely would need the architect and stuff
Oh,
like that to get involved. Or at least a good builder that could come do the blueprints.
We have the road back there, right? Property-wise,
We have a lot of property back there.
yeah.
Do you guys have any ideas of storage for, I mean, it seems like you have a plan for your needs, but it's your needs that we have to add on to. But I don't know, like you said, I don't know if that changes this at all.
I mean, Scott has good points, I don't wanna like push or rush this through if we have other ideas. Because I mean, we waited this long to do it, I mean, if it's another month or two, so be it. But, you know, if what our plans are isn't gonna affect or change anything that I wanna do over there, I would just start doing it now, because honestly, he's ready to start doing the work, in January, if that's what we're gonna do. Again, if we put it off for another month or two, it is what it is. I'm fine with that.
How big is that storage room?
Right
Because, you
now?
know, of this, the wannabe is.
It goes to, it will be probably about 12 feet right now by like 6, and it's probably gonna go 12 by 16. I don't have the exact measurements right in front of me. I got everything laid out over there as far as like what the measurements
It's not
are.
very big.
It's
You
more,
know.
it's more than double what I have right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Um,
That's what I'm saying. That room right now is like 12 foot by 5, 6.
It's a closet.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's not much wider than the door. You know, you got a couple
Yeah.
feet here and a couple feet there,
Yeah,
but
It's-
it's probably gonna triple in size actually, but.
it's not worth anything in its present.
And we got crammed full of crap. That's why the apparatus bay in the station part looks the way that it does,
Yeah,
because
because you don't have
we
any
don't have
place.
nowhere to store it.
Yeah,
That little bit of storage that I would get in that room would clean up probably 90% of that, and then, you know, we would have room to walk around our trucks and wash them and detail them and stuff like that, where now it's tight, it's confined, it's tight.
Now, back here, is this, like, the normal roof line in front of the building, or is that like a lean-to build? Back there now?
So if you go off the addition that she did for her records,
mhm.
Yeah,
we could go right off of that roof line. Only because me and Joe were out there looking
and
at
is
it.
it the same, is that the same roof line as here? Like, it's just on,
It's
or is it
different,
like a?
it goes this way.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And he did send me a drawing of where the septic field and everything was at, so he's
Oh,
got
yeah,
all
where
of
is
that. Kind of like over in that corner.
Septic fit, oh,
Really?
Yeah.
that's,
Not quite to the PD, but maybe off the corner of our building, kind of like where the corner of the kitchen is maybe. It's kind of like over there.
Okay.
well, it would interfere with the septic.
Well, that's important.
Right. Well, like when that hallway, like, that's where the original, I mean, this is essentially a barn.
Sure.
Barn.
Yeah,
And then the addition is the hallway and then the storage room. You can do Google.
But you took him up there
Up where?
in the room.
in the back?
Out back?
Yeah.
Yeah, we went out back.
And you
He said if we
just
want,
make that roof go,
yeah, because the roof line would line up completely, we just went off of like that
we don't
storage.
need no architect then.
Right, I don't know,
Yeah,
it's
I'm
not,
I'm not a builder.
No,
I thought it had to hook into this roof. But if it don't,
No, you can follow that right out, he said.
it's a licensed builder.
hmm?
We would need a licensed builder.
Oh, yeah.
But this really solved the problem with Ryan.
I have room for some storage as far as records and things like that I have to retain, that would help out, you know, nicely at this one.
But, that's right.
Yeah, I just keep an eye on it.
And all,
Are you gonna want a vault to put
I
stuff
mean,
into?
ideally, that'd be awesome.
Well, yes, it'll be
Most
too.
people have vaults,
Well-
most,
Do you have a grant money for this room?
I do, that I was gonna utilize that, but then I thought, well, that takes away something though. If I do move forward with that conference room, that takes away another space. So if I do that, then ideally, I mean, it'd be closer to my office as far as keeping all the things there. But I
You
don't know
think
if that's ideal for us as a whole, as an office, so.
Are you referring to a vault, like a room to keep like the records and all that?
Yeah, like
Fire-
Alba Township
fireproof.
she has a vault,
Yeah.
like, that she keeps.
Is it metal or is it just like 5/8 drywall that's like?
No.
it's,
It's like a safe.
It's like,
it's
she
fire.
has a walk-in, she has a walk-in in her
Yeah.
room, and then, North Branch, they have a vault too.
mm,
I don't know
Dryden
if vaults-
does too.
Dryden
Dryden has a
does.
vault too.
yeah.
Is it a walk-in?
Yeah. Has
So
it
I
does
need
too.
to, see.
Something like a bank vault type of
Yeah.
thing?
Yeah.
In
So
better
it's-
terms, I
Yeah,
guess.
so it's all fireproof. You can-
Fireproof.
Yeah.
And that's probably generally where they keep most of, like, all the minutes, all the things that are, like, that you have to keep forever. That's safe, and then, I mean, that wouldn't solve my whole election stuff that I'd like to all be together in itself, but, a vault would be nice. But, yeah.
I mean, you could pretty much accomplish the same thing by just doubling up like 5/8 drywall, 'cause that's gonna give you 2.5 hours burn time for drywall. That would be an option too.
Right, and he could just
separate from this.
Okay, all right. So what do you want to do? Do we want to make a motion to approve the $65,000 request?
With township funds, right?
This would be with general
With
funds,
general funds,
so we'd be paying for it.
because it's a township building, it's township property.
Well, it's overdue
Okay,
for his space, for what they need.
all right, I'm not hearing anybody say don't do it, so I'll make a motion to approve the $65,000 request for remodel of the fire department office space with the associated storage area.
I'll second.
Any somebody to second it?
Yeah, I'll second.
Just need a roll call.
Yeah.
Do you say your motion? Approve the 65,000.
To, for the office renovation and storage space, should say storage space and office renovation project costing $65,000.
We want to include fire department.
Yes, thank you.
For the fire office storage project. All right, that is about right, all right. Where the motion support. Okay, roll call. Since you guys requested that, Derderian,
Yes.
Chouinard,
Yes.
Benscoter,
Yes.
West,
Yes.
Clark, yes.
Thank you. Hold on. Thank you, appreciate it.
That's enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. We didn't get any more today.
Okay, police department business.
Good evening. For the month of November 2024, we had 301 calls for service. 144 of those were traffic stops, 5 traffic offenses, 5 property damage accidents, 13 car or steer property damage accidents, 4 personal injury accidents, 15 alarms, 4 operating while intoxicated vehicles stopped on the roadway. The 3 occupants got out of the vehicle and one of them had a long rifle and proceeded to shoot a deer from the road. Officer Vicari was able to get the vehicle stopped. Traffic stop was conducted. The poached deer along with the firearm were recovered. Michigan DNR responded and assisted us with the investigation. The incident was forwarded to the Lapeer County Prosecutor's Office with pending criminal charges. On November 24th, at approximately 3:43 hours, Officer Irish was dispatched to the 2000 block of Davison Lake Road for an explosion complaint. It was found that the complainant's mailbox was blown up. The mailbox was blown off the support post and in the roadway. A canvass of the area was conducted and no suspects were located. It appears to be an isolated incident. There were none, nor have there been any similar incidents since that. So it seems to be an isolated incident. Again, officers have been conducting the extra patrol, the traffic enforcement in the village, and then also on Baldwin Road with enforcement action being taken. We had the Wassilian Parade on December 1st. We were able to do the traffic control. There was a lot of people in town. Seemed to be a successful event. Everybody seemed to enjoy themselves. I'm not sure if you guys saw on Facebook on Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving, the owner of Andy's Quality Market, Paul Cato, he donated 12 turkeys for us to distribute throughout the community. Officer Sutter and I were able to donate the turkeys. Just want to thank and recognize Paul and everybody at Andy's Quality Market for their generosity. Upcoming event on Tuesday, tomorrow, we have Shop of the Hero at Meyer. Our department will take children from a local family to the event. Myers provides $100 gift cards for up to 2 children. This family has 3 children, so we'll obviously kick in the additional 100 for that gift card. We also do quite a bit more, substantially a lot more. The family also gets a food basket for a holiday meal, which is a really good event. Also, on Saturday, the 14th, this coming Saturday, we have the Rainbow Connection Drive-Through Parade. It's at 1700 West Davidson Lake Road. I'm not sure if you guys know what the Rainbow Connection is, but it's a foundation. They make dreams come true for Michigan children with life-threatening illnesses, and they provide support to their families. Been doing it for about 3 years now. It's been a great event. Definitely a good one. And our training's basically the same things as last month. We get our CPR done, and our standardized field sobriety test refresher, and that was all we had for training this month. The only request that I have is I would like to get permission to send Officer Plowman and Reserve Sergeant Lipka to the Michigan Public Safety Drone Association 2025 conference on January 21st and 22nd. It's going to be held this year in Mount Pleasant. They're members of the association, so the cost is $200 a piece. Lodging will be an additional $106 a night, so looking for approval for $612 for that training in January.
I'll make a motion to allow Mr. Lipka and
Officer Plowman?
Common for the cost of $612.
I'll support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carried.
Thanks. That's all I got.
Okay. Township business, meeting dates. This we got approved.
I'll make a motion to approve the meeting dates for 2025.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Okay, motion carried. Planning Commission, Board Review, and Fire Board. I guess we'll do the Planning Commission first.
I'll make a motion to approve Phil Ballinger and Dan Miller, appointed for a 3-year term for each.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carried. Board Review.
So I'll make a motion to approve Bill Holden, George Nash, Larry Gillen for the board review for a 2-year term effective January 1st, 2025.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carried. Fire Board.
I'll make a motion to approve John Clark for the fire board for a 1-year term effective January 1 of 2025.
I'll support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carried. I talked to all of them too.
Yeah. It would be nice if we put them on and they didn't want to. We volunteered you.
What's that?
I forgot to add this. Oh, I updated.
Shall I make a motion to amend the agenda?
No.
Oh, okay.
I didn't put the updated one on yours. So, I guess we, I'm gonna go away.
Okay, yeah.
This is for this proposal for the, MCG. I thought I did that, sorry. It's on that agenda that's in, over there. Not that one. This one came late.
Something
This is to
we gotta do.
update our,
Yeah, what do
Yeah,
you tell us about this?
yeah, so this is, so back in 2014, I had the Schumacher Group, they developed our website that we currently have. It's been 10 years, so this is the same company, but under, it's called Schumacher Technology Group, that's what they're called. So I reached out to them in the summer to ask for a proposal to update it, and, because I was thinking, in the future, we're gonna have to be ADA compliant as far as the website for people that, you know, need that assistance online. And so they sent me a couple of quotes for different, silver, or packages. So we have silver, gold, and a platinum. The silver package is currently similar to what we already have now. It does help with the ADA compliance guidelines. And in the future, if we choose to move forward with PVR.com, if we go to a .gov, they would assist in that. But after talking to them, I had some questions about like some of our forms, like being fillable when we go, like our building department, say, or planning things, plan applications, that kind of thing. It's like a fillable form, you know, so the applicant can fill it out there, or and then print it off versus printing off the form and sending, you know, filling it out, handwriting it, sending it in that way. So they would assess, but that package would be under the gold package, which is $27.50.
See it.
You see that at the back?
Yeah. Is that the one you prefer?
Yeah,
The
that's
electronic form sounds like what we should be doing.
Right.
Yes. And if we didn't, and it's not included in the silver package, so when I asked about that, if you could give me a price, with like, just say we wanted, however many forms we had, it was, you know, it's just better to go up to the gold package, because with the additional per form, it would have probably cost more. So, they do, the MTA, they work a lot with the MTA, and they've done a lot of other townships and stuff locally here, so I see them a lot at the conferences, and they were just new and started, they're young guys that started 10 years ago, and they came to visit us and help us with that, so.
Now, on page 16, is there a subscription that we have to maintain, or?
Yeah, we already do currently.
We already do.
We already do it, and, that is where, it's $300 a year. And that's like what we do now, so I can change things on there, add things on the calendar, that type of thing. If we were going to go do more things, then it would increase to $500 a year. But I think we're fine with what we have now, which is our currently $300 a year. So the gold package of $27.50 is a one-time cost.
Or one time, like a 10-year update?
Yes.
Sounds
Seems reasonable. Any thoughts, Scott, or you use that?
So I reviewed it, I've actually talked to some people that have had recent websites, so this is a reasonable price. And then the annual cost is very reasonable. Obviously, the fillable PDF files are a plus, and it allows people to email forms versus having to print them out, fill them out, scan them, and then email them, so there's obviously a step improvement there. It would be nice if we could take this moment to maybe make some improvements to our website, maybe some
I don't
updated
mind, there's
pictures,
some updates he wants
some,
to do.
you know, more pictures of the community possibly, you know, maybe Metamora Days, balloons or whatever. It'd be kind of nice to, I know some township websites are really nicely put together, so, not to say ours isn't, but if we're gonna spend $2,700, maybe there's an opportunity to,
Yeah,
you know, make it,
Sure. Well, that's all.
make it worth.
make it nice, make it better, you know, improve it, so. So I have no issues with the proposal. And I would make a motion to approve it, if you need a motion.
I'll support it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carried.
Anything else, boss?
No?
Make a motion to adjourn the meeting then?
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Ryan, can I speak to you?
You sure can.
Yeah, I got an issue that's come up that I need advice on